So, you can use Excel to make those graphs for the Sudbury Lakes assignment. First, we'll make the table, and here are the headings. Now, to enter the years, you can type them in, or you can use this shortcut. Type in the first 2 years, and then click and drag your mouse to highlight the data you just entered. Now, move your cursor to the lower right corner of the selection until you see that thin plus sign. Now click and hold that corner and drag it down, and Excel will fill the cells following the pattern that the years change, every other year. You'll see the years increasing. Now keep dragging until you reach 2005, but you'll have to type in 2006 since it doesn't follow the same pattern. Now for the data. Just use the table from the assignment and enter the data as you see it. But notice this 0.50 data point. Normally Excel will omit the trailing zeros unless you tell it to include them. I did that before I started the video by selecting all the cells where I'd be entering the data. Then under the Home menu, there's a number section where you have these buttons to increase or decrease the decimals. Just press these until you have the desired number of decimal places. I selected 2 decimal places. Then just type in the rest of the data. Whoa, that keyboard's smoking. Okay, now for the graphs. We'll start with a graph for the sulfur dioxide emissions. First, we'll select the data for the graphs. That's the first 2 columns. Now under the Insert menu, we'll select the Scatter or XY graph. You can use the one with the markers for each data point or just the line. I'll use the one with the markers. And there you have it. The first thing I do to format a graph is to move it to its own sheet. So I'll give it a name to reflect which graph it is because I'll be making another graph for the lake pH levels. Now I'll make a proper title for the graph. But remember that the 2 in SO2 is subscripted. We can take care of this by using the Font tool in the Home menu. Subscript is one of the options in this dialog box. Now we'll add the axis labels. First, we'll label the horizontal axis from the Design menu by selecting the Add Chart Element option. The default label is Axis Title. Just select the text and retype your label. And then you can repeat the same steps for the vertical axis. You can play with the other settings, but that's pretty much it. Now we'll make a graph for the pH levels in the lakes. For this, select the years again, but this time hold the Control button on your keyboard and select the data in the columns for the pH levels of the lakes. Be sure to include the headings as these are needed for the graph legend, which you'll see shortly. Again, select Scatter Graph and move the graph to its own sheet. And now for the legend. Notice you have 3 graph lines in different colors. Your legend tells you which one is which, and Excel takes care of creating the legend for you, but you can format where it's located. There are several locations to choose from, or you can omit it, but that doesn't serve much purpose. Now when you're putting your report together, you can cut and paste these graphs into your document. If you have any questions, post them to the Google Classroom stream. Good luck!